emotions are what the majority of people do experience. At least they experience some more than others, depending on the person and depending on the outlook of life and depending on the situation, depending on who they are as a person. So we can all sort of feel like we're not enough at times within our life. Some people become incredibly envious of others and seek to destroy other people. Other people can just have those pangs of jealousy. Some people can start on trying to ruin the other person. Some people can just keep it locked in internally. Some people can question themselves even more and think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I achieve that? Some people lean more towards happiness and being happy for other people. Some people, other people's happiness makes them miserable. So we all have emotions and we all experience them differently. We can also need that sort of external validation, and when we're unsure of ourselves or unsure of something, to see whether we're doing it right, that sort of approval of whether we should be doing it or perhaps we shouldn't be doing it. We can have the sort of peer pressure from those around us, the social norms of where we live. When it comes to narcissistic individuals, they tend to need, crave, desire that emotional reaction from other people. And it's such a strong desire that they go out either intentionally or instinctively, depending who they are, on extracting these emotional reactions from people. So when it comes to a narcissistic individual, they often need other people's admiration. They're craving that attention to give their ego a boost. They want to be admired. They want to be perceived as the most important person in the room, the most experienced person, the most knowledgeable person, the best looking person. So they do things on the basis of gaining the admiration, gaining the attention from other people, not out of the goodness of their own heart. They also kind of need other people's envy. It feeds their sense of superiority. It feeds their sense of power and control. Narcissistic people tend to have a belief, which makes up their identity and their personality, that other people are envious of them. And it kind of hides that they're envious of other people, or it makes them feel normal that because other people are envious of them, it's okay for me to be envious of other people. So they will play games, they will provoke jealousy, they will triangulate people, they will create competitions between people, they will flirt with others, they will go all out to provoke that jealousy within other people, and then it makes them feel special to a point where they kind of tell themselves, when you go to speak to them about this and they go, oh, what's wrong? Is somebody jealous? And it's matching the reality that they're telling to themselves. They don't see how their behaviour is causing that. They need your fear. They need to instill that sense of fear in those around them, so people don't speak up against them, don't speak out against them, so that they can have that sense of control, so that they're the dominant person within the relationship. So they will instill that sense of fear through intimidation, through subtle threats. They can just discuss what they did to another person. Once they've got you where they want you, they can discuss what they've done to another person so you don't step out of line. Or you can see them scapegoating somebody and become an unwitting enabler out of fear. They also actually need people's pity. They need to elicit that sympathetic attention to gain the supporters, to gain people that will become their enablers and their flying monkeys. And that pity kind of works in several ways for a narcissistic individual, because they twist the story and sell the sob story to make themselves out to be the victim. So the victim gets discredited. The victim gets accused of being bitter and jealous and obsessed with them. The victim gets accused of being the problem. The narcissist gets all the sympathetic attention from those around them, and the narcissist gets away with their behaviour. So they do need people's pity, because when you feel bad for someone, you want to help them, you want to see them do well, you want to encourage them. And this works well with people who want to encourage you and support you and see you do well. This works great. We can all have been the victim of something. However, with a narcissist, your pity, they just exploit it to meet their own needs. They require your anger so that they can remain dominant in the situation, so that they can remain in control. If they can provoke your angry reactions, they can make you look like the problem, they can play the victim, they can gain the sympathetic attention, and it matches the narrative that they're telling themselves and those around them. Your anger also it makes them feel important, and it seems like it doesn't compute sometimes when you've just had enough and you're no longer interested, and yet they still appear, and then they get offended when you tell them where to go. There's no winning with narcissistic people. They make the rules up as they go along. They need that flattery to boost their ego, which is why they will often go all out to fish for compliments. So we can be humble, and it is very similar to a narcissist who's fishing for compliments. So we can be humble, and that means you don't necessarily recognise when a narcissist is playing something down that they often haven't even done to get you to lift them up. They're not being humble, they're not being sincere in it. They're very insincere people. They often need your guilt, because with your guilt it enables them to manipulate you into feeling sorry for them or feeling bad for your behaviour, feeling ashamed of who you are as a person, so that you change your behaviour to live life on their terms. They need you to feel worthless. Narcissistic people will go all out to criticise you, mock you, humiliate you. They're looking to put you down and devalue you, so you feel like you're worth less than you actually are, so that they can assert their sense of superiority, so that they can believe that they're special, so that they can believe that they're more important than you. And especially those narcissistic individuals that might potentially pick up on their mistakes but not admit to them, they can then go all out to pick up on your faults and flaws so that they can feel better about themselves. See, they've done that too. I've not done one in the wrong here, it's them that's in the wrong. And they need your gratitude. Narcissistic people can be some of the nicest people you could ever meet, and they can do oh so much for you when they want something from you, and when they can later down the line use it against you and claim, after all I've done for you. Now, a victim can potentially do this because you will bend over backwards to help and support a narcissistic person because you care about them. And then you can just ask them for a simple favour that's not even out of their way. It doesn't actually cause them any hassle. And they ignore you, they fall silent on you, they say no to you, and you can stand there and think, after all I've done for you, and you won't do this one little thing for me. And that's not to then try and guilt trip them. That's to sort of recognise the relationship is extremely one-sided. Yet a narcissist will go all out to project onto you so that you feel like you're the one that's the problem in the relationship, so that they can remain in control over the relationship. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have several books out on Amazon: 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries. They'll be in the description also if you'd like to go and check those out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.